2025 is officially a closed chapter in our lives, and I wanted to make this video to share with you my top 10 best catches in Pokémon GO throughout the year. I went to quite a number of places for in-person events, and each time I brought home some exclusive catches, so it's actually quite hard to pick the best ones. Nonetheless, here are my top 10 picks. Starting with number 10, this one feels especially fitting for the New Year occasion, a shiny party hat Wurmple. I caught it on New Year's Day of 2025. She is my first shiny Pokemon of the year and my first ever shiny costumed Wurmple. I named her Happy New Year for obvious reasons. She's kind of like a shiny charm for me this year. Since catching this Pokemon, I've gone on to catch over 1200 shinies, so naturally I had to include her on the list. Next up at number 9 is this shiny Clamperl. The name of this Pokemon already tells the whole story. This beautiful little pearl marks another milestone I reached in 2025. On March 21st, I hit level 50, which at the time was the highest achievable trainer level. Now that level 80 has been introduced, that achievement feels even more unique. She's a legacy piece of memorabilia, and I'm curious to see which shiny I'll catch first when I eventually hit level 80. Number 8 on my list is held by two Pokemon at the same time, but they have different backstories. They are Shiny Galarian Moltres and Shiny Galarian Articuno. I caught Moltres the conventional way by using Daily Adventure Incense, and it appeared right after February Calm Day, which featured the somewhat underwhelming Shelmet and Carablast. Finding a Galarian bird is already rare, but stumbling into a shiny right after a mediocre event was a huge mood lifter. Catching it took over 3 minutes, and I remember being so scared the game would crash on me, but in the end I got it safe and sound. As for Shiny Articuno, I caught it through the Fleeting Legends paid time research. I was in Fukuoka filming a Pokélit video and picked up the ticket just to secure a guaranteed Galarian bird, but apparently RNG had other plans. I named it Ramune, inspired by the color of this beautiful shiny and the flavor of the dessert I was eating when I claimed the research rewards. Moving on to number 7, I chose a very recent catch because the concept of this Pokemon is simply perfection, and that is this shiny holiday attire Sudowoodo. If you've been following my winter holiday event Shiny Hunt YouTube shorts, you'll know it took me 11 days and 127 encounters, mostly raids, to finally find this shiny imposter of a tree. Pokémon GO has released a ton of costume Pokémon throughout the years, and this one is definitely one of the best ones out there for the winter holidays. Instead of giving Pikachu yet another outfit, giving Sudowoodo Christmas tree decorations is a terrific idea. The fact that this silly tree is shiny adds a whole lot more fun into the mix. I'm so glad I caught one this year. As for number 6, let me introduce the title holder of my longest shiny hunt ever in Pokémon GO, Shiny Magikarp. It took 1,960 encounters for me to finally find one. A little fun fact about Shiny Magikarp, it was actually the very first shiny Pokemon released in Pokémon GO, and it has been available since March 22nd, 2017. I've been playing this game since launch. Even though I took breaks and wasn't nearly as active as I've been over the past 3 years, I honestly thought that playing shiny boosted events over time, on top of living close to beach and ocean biomes, would make finding a shiny Magikarp easy peasy lemon squeezy. Instead, it took me close to 2,000 encounters to finally get one on a random day in September 2025. Safe to say, that's a moment I'll always remember. Coming in at number 5 is none other than my first Shundo of 2025, a regular shiny Kyurem from Unova New Taipei City. This is my third Shundo in Pokemon GO, and I caught it on a rainy day while raiding at Banqiao Station. Going into the in-person Unova tour, I had no idea which CPs to pay attention to and only realized it was a Shundo after catching it. You can check out the video here to see how that day unfolded. If only it had the New Taipei City location background, I would have ranked it even higher on the list. By now, it's probably clear that I love shinies, I love rarity and exclusivity, and on top of that, I really value the memories these tokens of my travels bring. That brings us to 4th place on the list, a new exclusive shiny release from Nagasaki Wild Area, Shiny Unknown K. According to the shiny rarity list from 9db.jp, as of December 31st, 2025, only 1.1% of players own this shiny unknown. The full story of when and where I caught it is in my Nagasaki Wild Area Day 3 video, so I'm not gonna dive too deep into that here. All I'll say is that I had good food, was in a great environment, and this shiny unknown K feels like a perfect sprinkle of exclusivity. Speaking of Nagasaki and my gravitation toward rare souvenirs from my travels, I want to segue into a few honorable mentions from this year's major Pokemon GO events. We have a shiny Gardevoir with the Nagasaki location background, an Enigma background shiny Sigilyph, and a Nando Nate's Visor Pikachu. Each of these stands out either for having extremely hard to obtain exclusive backgrounds or their high rarity. Alright, back on track. Getting into the top 3 best catches of 2025. In 3rd place, we have this Singapore background Explorer Hat Eevee from City Safari Singapore. It was my 2nd time playing a City Safari event, and I had a blast in Singapore retracing steps from my last visit as a child. The food was delicious and the streets were beautiful. After getting my first shiny Explorer Hat Eevee in Hong Kong, I didn't think I would get a second one in a different location, so it was honestly a complete surprise. I'm a big Glaceon fan. I'll take any and every shiny Eevee the game will allow me to have. And for very similar reasons, I chose this Bangkok background Explorer Hat Eevee to be my 2nd best catch in 2025. City Safari Bangkok was my 2nd visit to the city, and unlike my first trip in 2023, I walked on foot most of the time and experienced Bangkok from a different perspective with a newfound understanding of the city's layout. Certainly, I had some amazing food there and spent some quality time hanging out with a friend. The main reason why I placed the shiny Eevee above is because of how unreal it is to get a 3rd shiny Explorer Hat Eevee during my 3rd City Safari event. The chances of that happening are so slim that I genuinely cannot fathom how it happened. Now, time for the grand reveal of my top pick for 2025's best catch in Pokemon GO. Taking 1st place on the list from the same trip to Bangkok is Paragon the Shundo Camerupt. This esteemed gentleman is my 2nd Shundo of 2025 and my 4th Shundo overall. In the video where I documented the moment I captured this Pokemon, I talked about the significance of a Shundo Camerupt in Bangkok. To briefly reiterate, I was coming out of a rough time in life during my first visit to the city. That trip gave me some much needed rest and confidence, and not long after, I went on to climb and successfully reached the top of Mount Fuji, a long-time personal goal. Shiny Camerupt resembles the look of Mount Fuji, which is why I really wanted to catch a Shundo in Bangkok as a way to remember that period of my life. On top of that, raiding in one of the best locations in Bangkok was an incredible experience. I rarely have that much fun during a raid day event, so I now have some really fond memories associated with this Shundo Camerupt, and that's exactly why I think he deserves to be crowned my best catch of 2025. Going into 2026, Pokemon GO is turning 10 this year, and the Pokemon franchise as a whole is welcoming its 30th anniversary. So who knows what kind of exciting news they have in store for us this year. I definitely have plans to attend the major in-person events, of course. I want to keep bringing the fun to you while sharing more of the stories that tie real-life locations, experiences, and history together through Pokemon GO. Anyway, that is all from me today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Lastly, I want to send out a heartfelt thank you for your continued support over the past year. Your comments and words of encouragement truly mean a lot. I wish you all a fantastic 2026 full of joy and abundance. And in Pokemon GO, I hope you get all the shinies, hundos, and shundos you wish for. Take care, stay hydrated, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!